one thing straight. Everybody's been getting paid. The dudes that deserve to get paid have been getting paid, okay?
Get paid for years.
I dropped them envelopes. I personally dropped envelopes. So let's cut that right now. And all these people that say, let's pay everybody, it's not fair, everybody needs to get paid. Well, let me tell you what y'all did. You became a whistleblower and you killed it for the cats that deserve to get paid. Because most guys in college have no value. They don't deserve to get paid.
This is true.
They deserve a scholarship. They don't deserve to get paid. Here's the problem. The G League, to me, is a twofold situation. I don't know what your personal situation is. Mm-hmm. So $500,000 might be a lot of money for your family.
Hey,
respect.
You give me $500,000 right now, we're gonna have a nice party afterwards.
But let me explain something to you. Let's assume you're the number one player in America right now. Yeah. And you want to do the G League, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna come into your home and I'm gonna sit down with you and your family. And I'm gonna tell your family this: you're gonna get 500 G's. In the state of California, 30 to 35% of that's coming off right at the top tax.
This is also true. They don't mention that part.
Yeah. Okay. Now you got to pay your agent 4 to 10%. Now you got to pay insurance. By the time you're done, that 500,000 is down to about maybe 200 G's, maybe.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go play in the G League. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Who's the best player in the G League right now?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Probably whatever rookie that got sent down.
Okay. So you're going to G League, and you're going to end up playing in the G League and you're not going to be relevant anymore. Yeah. Now, I know they're going to get 10, they're going to start promoting a little bit, but you're still in the G League. Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you why I say college is better for the number one dude. Mm-hmm. You go to a blue blood college, okay? You're giving up 6 months. You're going to get 100 G's non-taxable. They're going to pay you. We're going to get you that envelope, okay? Now you got 6 months. Now you got March Madness, the biggest platform in America for an amateur athlete to build his brand.
Back with a new brand, new logo, new sound, new feel. We doing it again. We're here. We're live. We're back. This is Hoops and Brews. We're back during the daytime. We're gonna continue to try to come back and do the show on Wednesday afternoons. So shout out to all of the fans that are watching worldwide. If you're tapped in right now, drop a comment. Let us know where you're at. This your boy TPJ. Pavi, talk to the people. Let them know who you are, where you from.
First of all, thank God it's like not this daylight savings time now, so it's not like about to be dark midway through the pod. But as always, I mean, y'all can follow me on Twitter at PaviWorld, PaviWorld, all one word. All of that.
Yep. So shout out to all the fans. We got a special show for you all today. Welcome to Hoops and Brews. We got a special guest coming through, Mr. Ricky G. He's been kind of lighting Twitter on fire for a while now, honestly. And man, shout out to Ricky G, man. Thank you for coming on. If you was watching the first clip, you obviously saw him talking about the NIL money and and this was 4 years ago before NIL. I think it was right before the G League Ignite. So it was a lot of stuff going on back then. But now we're in a whole completely different generation of the NBA, a different generation of college sports. Ricky G, how you doing, man? You look like a prophet right now.
Man, what's up, fellas? First of all, let's be clear on one thing. I was a nobody until I came on your two young fellas show. They thought I was a troll. They thought I was fake. They thought I was not this, not that. I mean, they thought I was a female in disguise. They thought I was Benjamin Budgeman. I mean, they fucking thought I was everything. They thought I was Coey. I mean, everything.
Yeah, they definitely didn't think you were real.
And then I come on this show with the two young fellas. Y'all blew me the fuck up. Congrats to you guys.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate you, and thank you for that. Like, a lot of people don't show the love that they should in regards to that. They act like it didn't happen, but I appreciate that genuinely, personally. But shout out to you, man. How's life? You all right, man?
Life is good.
That's good.
Heart working under the Jordan. Look at the red logo. It's blood pumping. We good.
100%. 100%.
That's what I love to hear. All right, so we only got you for 15 minutes, so let's hop right into it. Nick Saban, he was speaking, I believe, in front of Congress 48 hours ago, and he spoke about basically how he feels that the NIL and the current system is ruining college athletics. You spoke to us before about why you believe NBA players should go to the G League versus I'm sorry about why they should go to the best college rather than go to the G League. My question to you is, do you still feel that way, obviously, and do you think that the NIL is ruining college sports?
Well, we got two issues going on. First of all, the transfer portal is what's really fucked everything up.
Yeah.
See, the thing I push back on the NIL, people want everybody to get paid. Well, not everybody has value. The people that have value were always getting paid, and that's what I said in that clip. They got paid, and they stayed away from the other stuff, and they got to build their brand. I mean, like right now, we're in March Madness. Today's the biggest brand for any college basketball player. You can't get that brand in the G League. Now, the money's out of sight, so it's hard to argue either way. Families have situations. I mean, some of these cats are making a few $1,000,000, so it's hard to argue. The problem is trying to pay the middle to the lower level. That's where it gets sticky and gets problems. I don't know how you coach in today's college sports with the NIL, because every time you turn around, if a guy ain't starting, he's going to come, he wants his money. And if he don't get his money, he wants this. If he don't get that, he gone. And all we're teaching our young generation is, you don't get what you want, bounce. And I have a problem with that. And we got to value education. We're only talking about 0.5%, 1% to play pro. Too many people think they're pro. And we need honest people, especially in the AAU and the basketball grassroots. We need honest people. Right now, they got 100 kids going to be lottery picks. Well, how many lottery picks are there? 14, 15? I mean, fuck. You know, we're only talking X amount of players, but 1,000 kids think they're first-round draft picks. Get that education. Get that paper. You need to use basketball. Don't let basketball use you.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Go ahead, Pappy.
What do you think about just the G League system in general? Because from the things that I see, a lot of the guys, granted, they come in and they do eventually develop, like Kuminga. I think he eventually developed. Jalen Green eventually developed. Scoot Henderson is having his struggles. But what do you think about even just the development of the guys in the G League? Because to me, in my personal opinion, it's not like you're playing actual basketball. Right, they're just you're going to go ahead.
I really don't know how the G League operates in that fashion. Here's what I will say. In my view, college coaches are the best teachers of the game of basketball. And it's the practice time that the college kids get that's way more important than the games. See, the one and dones don't get especially the young kids, they don't get the practice time, the teaching. Now, I'm sure the G League's got ex-NBA guys and very smart basketball people that can teach them the game in basketball. But it's just, I mean, look what we're seeing right now. The kids with 3 and 4 years of college are actually turning out to be better than the kids one and done right now. Now, down the road, I don't know who's going to be better because we don't know what the ceiling is. See, the 3 and 4 year kids are high floor and low ceiling. The one and done is high ceiling, low floor.
Low floor.
So it gets to be problematic. But again, it's all family, personal finance situation. I get that. But, you know, trust me. I paid for a daughter's education, and my son, I got mostly a full ride to Duke. I'm a happy gentleman because it's expensive.
For sure. No. I feel you, and I get you. And yeah, I think that I think that with the women's game, I think the NIL is. I think the NIL. Granted, I don't even fully understand how the NIL works. But I think with the women's game, especially with women's college basketball, it probably works the best. I think.
Well, I had a conversation the other day. Now I don't understand the NIL money where I should really be speaking on it. But is there enough NIL money in the ladies' game to make sure the balance stays fair? Because it appears to me there's not enough lady talent, superstar talent, to make it to where they're going to get all the money, so they're going to get the stacked deck. Can everybody else compete with them? See, right now we have LSU and we have South Carolina.
And you got Caitlin
you got Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Iowa can't fuck with those two teams. When they hook up, unless Caitlin Clark goes berserk and nuclear, they're going to get beat because they physically don't have the speed or size to play with those girls. And that's NIL money. Now, I don't know what South Carolina's NIL money is like, but LSU, they get some money.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand it.
Yeah, that, and also I'm with you on the transfer report. I think the transfer report in general is just, we've gotten to the point where it's out of hand. Like, and the fact that you don't have to wait like you used to have to wait a year before you could even. I think we got to the point where it's really, really out of hand as far as the transfer portal goes. It's just college sports in general. I think it's been divulging for a very long time. especially college, especially men's college basketball. I think it's been divulging for a very long time, but now I think we're at the point where it's like I can't even name the best men's college basketball player right now.
No, the ladies have got all that right now.
Yeah, the ladies, but the ladies has been that way for a minute because you gotta say 3 years anyway, so you get to like build something there anyway. Like the men, even if you look at the NBA draft, I think the top 4 prospects they're not even from America, which is a whole nother case. Which I think American basketball as a whole is so far behind the rest of the world, and I don't know how we catch back up.
Well, here's what they don't tell you with the transfer portal. On how many kids transfer out and they get caught holding the bag and don't get another position somewhere. Yeah. They leave a scholarship thinking they're getting another one, and they end up with nothing. And they don't tell you that.
Yeah. But switching gears, I know Warriors fan. You've been a Warriors fan forever. You said you've been a Warriors fan since what? What was the year?
56 years. Since I was 10, 1968.
1968. You've been a Warriors fan since 1968. Obviously the Warriors right now, they've had their struggles this season. They've been pretty much up and down all year. I know you've been very vocal about Kerr and about the lineups just in general, like what you think Kerr wants to do. What do you think about the Warriors' potential this season? And more so than that, what do you think about the Warriors going forward? What is the state of the Warriors this year and going forward?
Wow. Well, the Warriors got an age problem. The Warriors got the same problem the Lakers got as far as their dudes. The same as Phoenix. What we're watching in the NBA is the superstar in the last few years that we've all been watching. They're getting old. And if you start looking at you look at the playing game, KD maybe, LeBron maybe, Steph Curry maybe. We're getting old. And people, now you asked me about my Warriors. My Warriors' concern is I subscribe to the Bill Walsh theory. If you're not from the Bay Area, you might not know who he is. 49ers coach in the dynasty. He had a belief a year too early was better than a year too late. He believed, I want you at your best. The minute you're not at your best, you can go play for somebody else. And see, the Warriors got caught in their dynasty and wanted to be loyal. They want to keep everybody. Well, now they're getting caught holding the bag. This year we had our ups and downs with Clay, and last year too. This year you're starting to see the decline in Draymond. Looney has finally played himself off the floor because of the decline. So now they're trying to take young kids and mix them in with Steph. And the way Steph wants to play and the way Kerr wants to play, you've got a bad mix. Now the Warriors, if you watch the Warriors the last few weeks, they're a very selfish basketball team in my opinion. They fight each other for shots. They dribble the shit out of the ball. The ball sticks. It's a problem. So where are they going from here? I have no clue. I know what I would do after first of all, if it was me, I would let it play out. Let's watch the playoffs and go from there. But I'm moving a lot of cats. A lot of people don't want to move. Besides, now Steph Curry is the only safe guy to me.
Yeah.
And I go sit at his house and I say, okay, who do you want as your dime piece for the next 3 years? I got to go get you a dude.
For sure. Okay, but here's also the thing with the Warriors, which is very, even from like a marketing standpoint, breaking up the Clay and Draymond and Steph thing, I think is very, very, yes, they are getting to the point where it's like they're being too loyal, but I just think it's really, really hard. I think it's really hard to make that decision.
Well, see, that's the problem. Loyalty, friendship, and business gets all tangled up.
It's all tangled up.
See, Bill Walsh didn't give a fuck who you was. When you was done, he went and showed you the next door. He shook your hand. He gave you flowers. He told you, I love you, man. You were the greatest of all time. But I don't want you anymore. It's time to go. I mean, when you can let Joe Montana walk out that goddamn door, he's got Steve Young.
He let Joe Montana walk out the door for Steve Young.
He let G. Rice walk out that door. He let Ronnie Lott walk out that door. He had the greatest line of all. He had the greatest line of all time. Either I want you at your best, or you go play for somebody else. That's life.
100%. But I know you got to get out of here, and I do want your thoughts on just what do you see in the NBA playoffs? Like, if you had to pick one team, you was like, you know what, I'm kind of sure of this team. Is there a team that you're sure on, and is there a team that you think could make a run at it that maybe people aren't expecting could make a run at it?
Okay, 2 questions. First one, you remember Tiger Woods, right?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Tiger showed up and played his when Eldrick showed up and played his A game, everybody else you're playing for second. If the Denver Nuggets play their A game, everybody's playing for second.
Okay.
Now, who's the dark horse? See, Boston can't be a dark horse because of their record. Dark horse. You know what? You got to go. I'm going to get heat for this, but I'm just going to do it because they got dudes. And I'm all about the dudes. Phoenix.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
They got dudes.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. They have 3 people who realistically can outscore pretty much anybody.
Yeah, see, too many people spend time on the end of the bench players, role players, blah, blah, blah. It's about the fucking dudes. Dudes. End of story. Dudes. Yeah. If you ain't got no dudes, you got nothing. Dudes don't play off of role players. Role players play off of dudes.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. I got you guys every day, anytime.
Hey, thank you, Ricky G. We appreciate you, man.
Brother.
Special guest, Ricky G. We'll get up with you later. Have a good day, brother. All righty.
Shout out, Ricky.
We here, man. Shout out to Ricky G, man. That was amazing. Let's go ahead. Let's actually talk about these guys, the Lakers. Are they actual contenders? Like,
no.
I mean, wait a minute. I'm just saying, I want to give them their proper context. Technically, they're only 2 games back. Well, actually 2.5 games back at a 6 seed. Pretty much every single team from 6 and beyond is either 6-4 or 5-5 in their last 10 games. So they're all very in the middle of the road. The Lakers have won 2 in a row. Could they get hot, win 6 or 7 in a row, and sneak up to the 6 seed and avoid the play-in?
Yeah, that don't make them contenders.
And thus becoming contenders.
No, that don't make them contenders. Like,
why
I don't
not?
Because I don't see a world in which
they will play the Timberwolves first round.
Okay, and they might beat the Timberwolves and probably lose second round to somebody. I just don't see a way with this current. Again, I love my dog, G. LeBron James, my favorite player to ever play the game of basketball. I know since he's gotten older, people have thought that I've turned on LeBron. I have not turned on LeBron. I just have fucking eyes, bro. I have eyes, G. This man is fighting for the 6th seed, bro. If this was 5-6 years ago, they'd be the number 1 seed in the conference. But we talk about, they need this piece, they need that piece. No, you built a team around a 40-year-old. Around a 40-year-old. You have, like, these people, if LeBron was 32 years old, it wouldn't matter. It literally wouldn't matter. This roster is not even bad. I've seen LeBron do more with better rosters.
So how many years does LeBron have left?
LeBron can play as long as he wants to play. LeBron knows how to play the game of basketball. He can score 20 points in his sleep forever. 20 points is just 6 points. If I'm not mistaken, my math ain't bad. 6 points a quarter. If you score 6 points a quarter, you'll end up scoring 20 points. As long as the man, he's so smart, he knows how to play the game. As long as he can avoid some major catastrophic injury, he's still strong. He's still 6'10". It's not like he's a 6'1" guard. He's still 16. He's still one of the tallest people out there on the court. He can play for as long as his body physically allows him to play, but he's not playing at the level, the all-time great level that he once was playing at, and that's the main reason why I don't think the Lakers are contenders. Again, can they win a playoff series? Sure, they get in the right series. They play the Timberwolves. I know Ant had a great game last night when Kawhi went out, but
let's talk about that next. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Ant had a great game last night. It was incredible to watch in person when Kawhi went out, but I still think Cat not being there is a huge thing. Also, when you look at the top of the conference outside of Denver, you do have a bunch of younger basketball teams. And again, that's when you think, okay, we got LeBron, we got AD, we have vets. We're not playing every single day. I think that's when you think that, okay, you know what? The intelligence of these guys can carry us and get us some victories because they should just be smarter than some of the other teams. But contenders, like, what are we doing, bro? No, they're not going to win the NBA championship. Like, can they beat the Nuggets? Can they beat the Nuggets? Your mic muted.
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. You haven't seen it done in 8 straight times. Probably longer back than that. They ain't beat them in like a year and a half, bro.
But I will say this. What Vince Carter say? I got one more in me. I feel like how many years have I been telling you LeBron is washed? For 8 years, basically.
You've been lying for 8 years too.
I ain't been lying. There's been you can visually see a steady decline. He's just the second greatest basketball. He's been watched really for like 5 years. The year before the bubble is when he was when he was washed.
I don't agree with that.
His first year with the Lakers was trash. He was washed.
He got hurt, bro.
He been washed. Actually, he's been washed since he has been in Los Angeles.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
LeBron no, don't get me wrong. Washed for LeBron is a top 10 to 15 player, but LeBron to me ain't been a top 5 player in basketball since 2019.
Nah, 2020, I still got to put him top 5, bro. 1920, I still got to put him top 5. And even like the year after,
I even thought AD was better.
I mean, but that don't mean he not top 5 just because AD was better.
To me, since Luka been in the league, LeBron ain't been better than Luka none of them years.
No.
To me, LeBron ain't been better than Embiid none of the past 4 years. Yeah. He ain't been better than Jokic none of the past 4 years.
That's fair.
He ain't been better than Giannis none of the past 4 years. And I don't think he been better than Steph Curry none of the past 4 years. How? Steph Curry won a ring 2 years ago. He won
a ring 4 years ago.
Exactly. I said 4 years ago. I literally said 4 years ago.
And then Steph Curry proceeded to what the year after they won the year that Bron was hurt. Then the year after
he got hurt. Yeah, but I guarantee he didn't play more games than LeBron been playing.
But then the Lakers, they probably been about the same.
The Lakers beat them last year. Yeah. But so what? That don't mean LeBron better than him.
I think LeBron's better than Steph.
Anthony Davis was out there giving out generational ass whoopings.
Well, LeBron wasn't either.
Not like AD was.
I disagree with that. I feel you guys disagree with that.
All right, you just see now they can't argue a LeBron. You're not a LeBron fan.
I disagree with that.
But let's move on. I actually want to talk about them because they'll lead into us talking about the Clippers. The Timberwolves, you were at the game last night. By the way, when you finish them games, you need to start sending me them clips so I can post them and we can show them on the stream. But obviously you were in a post game. I don't know what happened at the game last night. I would love for you to just talk through the game because I'm gonna be honest. I was watching the game. They were up. The Clippers were up by 20. I was tired. I was waiting on the render to render. I'm like, oh, it's gonna take 30 minutes for it to render. I'm gonna take a nap while it renders. I went to sleep. Wound up being asleep for an hour. I woke up. The game was over, and the Clippers lost. So talk to us. Explain what happened yesterday. Clippers, T-Wolves, Kawhi's injured. Tell us more about what's going on.
I mean, more so, I think, well, for one, they came out playing regular Clippers basketball. They actually had Cal Anderson starting, which they probably shouldn't have done. They actually, really the two turning points in the game was when Cal Anderson got benched. One got benched for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and when obviously Kawhi hurt his back with the back spasm. So it was like a weird game, right? So we're at the game, we're watching it, and I see the play Kawhi gets hurt, and I'm like, yo, I wonder if Kawhi just like in my mind, I'm like, I feel like he might have just hurt himself, but like he walked off, it's like he was all good. Then he checked out the game, and like I didn't notice that he didn't really check back in, and then people started, and then like media members started tweeting like, oh, he hasn't checked back in. He actually is back in the locker room. And they said his wife went with him. Well, I'm like, okay, like I didn't physically see. They say his wife went with him and he got dressed. So I'm like, oh man, like I hope like nothing like personal happened with like his family, because like your wife goes with him, you get dressed, you leave the stadium. Like even usually if you get hurt and you leave the stadium, like you had something like your leg damn near fell off or something like that, unless it's like something personal. So I'm like, oh my gosh, hope that's something like super personal going on with the man's family. Like prayers up to him. But then I see him walking. I'm like, he walking kind of like gingerly, like he might be hurt. And it turned out he left the game with back spasms. So him leaving the game makes sense because he has like basically it's like a mid back spasm type thing. So it's like the middle of your back. You don't want to sit down and get stiff. So it makes sense to like just go home and lay down. And he's with the team now going on their road trip. So obviously it can't be nothing too serious because you got to fly to the Midwest. You got to sit up for that. So whatever. But really what happened was Anthony Edwards happened. The Timberwolves play some of the best defense. They play some of the best defense I might have watched ever in person, to be honest with you. Like the guys are flying around. They have really, really good individual defenders, and they're well connected. And for some reason, if you do happen to get to the rim, you have a generational rim protector behind you. Last night, I thought Rudy Gobert took over in like the second half defensively. He was blocking everything in the second half. If not blocking it, he was contesting and changing the shot. I thought, like I said, defensively, they were great. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Jordan McLaughlin, they were great. But as far as the Timberwolves being actual contenders, no, I still think that you miss Cat, bro. Like I fuck with Nas Reed, I rock with Nas Reed. Nas Reed is great, but that's still 20 points on 50% shooting, 40% from the three, who somehow this year has become a better defender than what he was in years past. So no, I don't think that they are still contenders. But I will say this: if they can make a run, like granted, obviously Ant, young guy, I still think he has a ways to go. But the playoffs is where you make your name. So if he's really gonna be one of the ones that really like one of the faces of the league, which I think that talk is like a little bit forced. I think we just trying to find the next guy because we.
I
see
think we already have the guy.
Okay,
his name is no. I'm not. He's the guy that outvoted LeBron James.
I don't. But listen, I don't think
you know who that guy is.
I don't.
You know who that guy is? It's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis, but I don't. I just don't. No. Like I just don't no, it's just not. It ain't him, bro. Like even when Wemby addressed the crowd in San Antonio, I ain't never seen Giannis do nothing that was that damn cool. Like it's just not him. I don't know who it is, but it's just.
What does that mean? I don't understand how that means that he's not the face of the league.
It's just not him, bro. Like I don't. It's just not him. Like I don't know. It's no. Like it's not him. It's not Jokic. It's somebody else. I think that they are great players, but face of the league, like, no. I don't think that they are as exciting as some of these other guys. I don't think watching Giannis is very exciting.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. I just watched him play on Sunday. It was very exciting.
It was not exciting.
I was very excited to talk to him after the game.
Because you love Giannis. I was not excited about a single thing Giannis did.
It ain't got nothing to do with me loving Giannis, bro.
It's not exciting.
Him and Dame combined for like 65, 20 rebounds, and 21 assists, something like that.
Pulling up from 35 feet is more exciting than anything Giannis was doing on the basketball court.
No, you're a liar.
Wait.
Giannis did a dunk. I forgot who they was playing the other day in one of the Clippers. He did a dunk. We caught the ball, like pirouetted, and then just like dunked. And I was just like, that was interesting. I never seen you do that before.
Okay, it wasn't. I guarantee it wasn't exciting. Again, like old Giannis when he was on House of Highlights once a night. Okay, whatever, but like just no. So wait, like just wait. Look,
so you don't like him having a well-rounded game anymore?
It's dope. I fuck with it, but I don't think it's exciting to watch. I'm not breaking down my TV to watch Giannis play basketball. Like I'm not. It's not like it's Wemby. When it's Wemby, it's like what the fuck is this? I ain't never seen. Wemby be blocking shots.
It's just because he big as hell, bro.
I agree, but it's exciting because you've never seen somebody this size blocking shots, like not even jumping and blocking shots. Like that's exciting. But
I love Wemby. I love Wemby, but his defense is the least exciting part of his game to me most of the time. You're a liar. To be able to see someone that tall do that, to me, that is more impressive, and that's more of what makes you to me, block shots is not going to make you the face of the league. Yeah, if you believe that, then go talk to Dwight Howard. He can never be the face of the league.
No, Dwight was one of the most. No, that's cap. Dwight was
the face of the league.
Face of the league, no, because you had LeBron.
I'm finna get up here and run out of my apartment. Dwight was the face of the league. Since LeBron and Kobe Bryant was alive.
That's what I'm about to say. No, you had LeBron and Kobe Bryant. So no, but Dwight Howard was in his prime, was a top 5 famous person in the NBA. Yes, he was. They was calling the man Superman.
And Giannis just I literally just said Giannis outvoted. He got more votes for the All-Star game than LeBron. How are you gonna sit up here and argue Dwight Howard over Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Easy fucking margin because Dwight Howard was more famous. Granted, we're arguing.
You think Dwight Howard is a bigger star than Giannis?
100%. I think Dwight Howard at his peak was a bigger star than Giannis. 100%. 1,000,000%. I think Dwight Howard at his peak was a bigger star than Giannis. But going back to my point, my original point about the Timberwolves was that obviously if Ant is going to take that next step, maybe he can take that next step in this year's playoffs. And if he takes that next step in this year's playoffs.
Dwight Howard got movies made about his life, like 4 movies made about his life. Dwight Howard got production deals and movies and TV shows and shit on Amazon Prime.
Is on fucking Amazon Prime.
Stop. Does he?
No.
Did Dwight have his own shoe?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did.
For how many years?
When he was with Adidas, I think he had his own shoe. For a couple years.
He was on Adidas.
They was
before Kanye was there. Before they was hot again.
They was calling They was calling
God, bro. You be on some bullshit. I
don't be on some bullshit.
You be on some bullshit.
I don't. And also,
how does that make sense to you?
Look,
Tell me how that actually computes to you.
Because in the United States of fucking America, when it's calling the man Superman, he won the dunk contest twice. He beat LeBron, been to the finals against Kobe. He was a bigger star than Giannis.
Giannis won a fucking championship.
That's great. He's not a bigger star than Giannis. He's not a bigger star than Giannis.
He's not the most known Greek athlete damn near in history at this point. Other than like whoever was playing in the Coliseum back then.
Greek athlete, sure. Now, granted, across the world,
he on like his 6th shoe.
So
champion.
Dwight had a fucking Adidas deal. I'm sure he was
wild. And movies about his life.
I'm sure he was wild known in fucking China. Also, Dwight Howard, and also Dwight Howard's compilation of highlights is much better than Giannis. Like it doesn't even compare.
You a fucking lie. You are OG. I swear, G. You are. Oh my God.
Dwight Howard was a bigger star than Giannis at his peak. The thing about Dwight Howard is the things that we remember him for now. The things that we remember Dwight Howard now for are just unfortunate. And also, I think that his star was tarnished by coming to the Lakers and not getting along with Kobe Bryant. But before Dwight Howard did that, I think he was a bigger star than Giannis. And I don't think it's actually even that close. I get what you're saying. I feel like Giannis has a better team around him and things of that nature. Also, athletes just had more movies about them. Also, this is the era of athletes having shows and movies and pods about them. You didn't really have that in the early 2000s. LeBron, I think, was the first one to have a movie about him.
That was a documentary. The fuck it wasn't. It was Michael fucking Jordan.
Exactly. You didn't have many. Kobe didn't even have one until 2016. It was a fucking documentary. This is the era of athletes having.
Kobe still don't have one.
Exactly.
No,
this is the era of
no. You're missing my point. No, you're missing my point. My point is, Michael Jordan had fictional movies about his life, right?
He's the biggest star in NBA history.
Other than him. I think LeBron just came out with a movie or something like in the last 6 months where it's people playing him or a TV series or something like that, I believe. Giannis literally had a Disney movie. He has stop and listen. He has a Disney movie that I watched with my daughter.
That's you.
Stop it.
I get what you're saying. That's you.
G. Stop it.
I get what you're saying. That's you.
What fucking Dwight Howard Disney movie have you ever fucking seen? Get the fuck out of here, man.
This is the era of athletes having podcasts, having movies.
Thank you, G. Come on, G. People know who Thanasis is more than they know who Dwight Howard is.
That is so not true. You don't believe that.
Thank you, G. Don't believe that. Come on,
that
bro.
Is so not true. You don't believe that.
What's wrong with you, bro?
That's not true. You don't believe that. But as I was saying, because I wasn't done with my point. With
all right. No. I'm saying we going to the Timberwolves. We're going back to Timberwolves.
Started with Timberwolves. What I was saying was, no, I think that without Cat, they're cooked. But at the same time, I was saying if Ant is going to be one of those guys who's going to be one of the new faces of the league, this is the time when you make your mark. You make your mark in the playoffs. That's when you make your mark. So I will say this: if they can end up making a run without Cat better put his house up for sale.
Without Big Purr,
he better put the house up.
But what do you define as a run? Because to me, making the conference finals is not a run.
That's a run.
It's not a run.
That's a run.
It's not a run.
It's
like saying the Warriors went on a run last year. No, well, actually, no. No, they didn't. It's like saying the Lakers went on a run last year. They didn't go on a run.
They went on a run.
And they got smacked by superior competition.
They still went on a run.
Not no fucking run,
They went on a run. Now, granted, I think it was a slight aberration, but they went on a run. They went on a run. It was a slight, but like it happened. They went on a run.
Somebody named Dwight Howard dancing as him being the big. I really can't stand y'all, bro. Go ahead. Bro. I'm sorry.
Said Dwight biggest more like that's not. It's not. It's like, bro, if you around the air, it's not insane. No, but listen.
Go ahead.
If Anthony, because the only reason that they would get to the conference finals, I think, is if Anthony Edwards takes another step in his career. So if Anthony Edwards takes another step to being you think he baby Jordan, I still think he's the Isaiah Ryder gone. I mean, not Isaiah, J.R. Ryder gone right, which is a great player, by the way. It's a great player. That's like a big fucking difference between Michael Jordan and Isaiah Ryder, though. It's a great player. J.R. Ryder going right is a great NBA player. J.R. Ryder had fucking talent. It's a great NBA player. But if he is really going to be one of those, the Jordan, the Kobe's, even the D-Wade, if he going to even be a D-Wade, the playoffs is when you make your moment. And if he does do that, you're like, you know what? Maybe we can ship Cat off for 2 or 3 more pieces. Maybe we can go. Maybe we can call, like, you know, maybe we can call the Pelicans and be like, yo, do you want to give us Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and somebody else, and we'll give you Cat, and you think you can build a roster out around, and just, you know what, let Cat be, you know, and give Ant even more offensive responsibility than what he always had, than even what he has right now, if he can prove himself in this year's playoffs. But no, I don't think they are a contender unless Ant takes another step in the playoffs.
Yep. I can't argue with that. I think the Wolves I personally think that they are still a contender. And the reason why I say that the Wolves are still a contender is because when you look at the top of the Western Conference in regards to who's stacked, who has what, who doesn't, very clearly to me, the Oklahoma City Thunder, out of the young teams that are between the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and I would even call the Mavericks a young team because Kyrie is old, but the rest of those guys are relatively young now. They swapped out the old guys and got most of the young guys in. Like Luka is still not even 25 yet, right? Is he 25 now?
He's 25 now.
Okay, but still, like Luka's still young, and obviously with the Rockets, Şengün is out for the season, so any chance they had of maybe getting into the play-in is a wrap. So the top 10 seeds in the West and the top 10 seeds to me in the East are both set. But out of the teams that are young that are left, to me, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the most vulnerable. They too fucking happy. Stop fucking smiling all the time. Like,
that's not even why they too vulnerable.
No, stop. Let me finish my point. I let you talk a lot. They smile too fucking much for me. And I get it. Y'all love each other. Y'all happy. But even the Knicks, and with them being happy and they dirt and they grit, they still have a dirt and a grit to them. Like, they're happy, but they happy because they like each other. But like the Thunder are happy. I'll put it this way. The Knicks look happy that they are a good team that can go on the floor any night and defensively go man-to-man against you and shut you down. To me, the Thunder are happy because they're a young team and they're like, oh, we're getting success. So this is great. I think that, to me, is the undoing of it. Like, I like the team camaraderie. I think they got, if we was playing 2K, their team chemistry is plus 500, whatever. But they're still too young, and I need to see a little bit more of aggression and seriousness from them as they finish the season. I like all of it. It's good. It's a great story. But you know what usually happens before you become a champion? You fucking lose, and you lose tragically. And they look to me like they headed right on the trajectory of getting smacked by the Lakers. Because I think the Mavericks are going to beat the Kings. The Lakers are going to beat the Warriors. And I think that the Lakers will beat the Kings. And it will be the Thunder. The Nuggets are going to be the second seed. So it's going to be Nuggets, Mavericks. And I think that the Thunder going to get the Lakers. And they're going to lose in 5. And they're going to be crying and shit with the towel over their head. And everybody going to be like, oh, they're young. They got to go through heartbreak. But to me, now is the time to really lock in. And to me, what I see when I see the Timberwolves is that they're locked in. Even though Cat is hurt, every night they show up locked in. They're aggressive. They play tough defense. If anything, I think they're a little too aggressive on defense. That's why Cat and Rudy almost foul out every game, because I think they're a little too aggressive on defense.
Almost foul out every game.
Cat fouls out a lot.
But that's just
I watch a lot of Timberwolves game. Yes, but Rudy also has a lot of games with 4 and 5 fouls. And that wasn't always the case with Rudy when he was in Utah. But Rudy has a lot of games where he finishes with 4 and 5 fouls. They foul a lot, but they foul a lot because they're aggressive defensively. And post-game, they might make jokes, but you don't see them all like laughing and kikiing and all of it. Like they look locked in. So I think the Wolves can still be contenders because if they stay in that 3 seed, and I actually think that the Suns are going to catch the Pelicans, because I think if you're the Suns, I'm Frank Vogel, I'm going to the locker room like, yo, Kawhi back hurt. We got a wounded dog. We need to get to that 5th seed or that 4th seed and play the Clippers because they have a wounded dog. And if we take advantage of that, if the Thunder play the Lakers, you deal with whoever beats them. And I'm going to take Phoenix in the series over the Lakers if I'm being honest. So to me, I think the Wolves have the perfect opportunity to like avoid Denver into the second round. And at that point, you have so much momentum. The Timberwolves said they expect they expect him to come back either before or during the playoffs. So if you can get to the second round, the sky is the limit. But to me, the Thunder are not at all contenders to me. But let's talk Clippers. Will the Clippers finish the season healthy? I told you this months. I told you this months ago. Months ago, I told you this. I'm like, yeah, it look good now when they won like what 11 in a row, something like that. Yeah, this shit cute, but are they gonna be able to do this shit in fucking April? And I love the Clippers. I like Ty Lue. He is a great coach, but you can't coach through injuries. Injuries are what injuries are. You cannot make Kawhi Leonard be healthy. And I love Kawhi. Kawhi is actually, in terms of like the NBA players that I've been around, in terms of just like being around them, whether they're on the floor, in the presser, or around people, like I would say in terms of the top 5 that I've been around personally, I would say number 1 for me is probably Dame. And I would say Dame because Dame gave you our first big interview that we had on the channel.
No, D-Rose technically, then it was Dame.
D-Rose, yeah, but that was D-Rose when D-Rose wasn't D-Rose. Dame was like at his peak at that point. To me, Dame is not at his peak anymore. No disrespect to Dame. But to me, number 1 would be Dame. Number 2, I would say D-Rose just because he did give you that interview when we from Chicago. Number 3, I would say personally would probably be, for me, Kawhi, actually. I really like being around Kawhi. Like, Kawhi's a funny guy. He's also not the type of, like, guy, because some of these guys will, like, walk past you and expect you to just move. Like, he's the type of person that will say, like, excuse me or stuff like that. Like, he's a nice guy, and he's actually very funny. Like, people don't realize this because he doesn't talk that much, but Kawhi is funny as hell. He's just like a regular LA dude. He's funny as fuck. I would say Kawhi number 3. I would actually put LeBron 4 because I've been around LeBron at the goddamn amusement park, and he was just being nice to people, chilling, and I saw that. I'm like, damn, LeBron seemed like a nice person to be around. And then I was at the presser the other day when the Lakers played the Clippers, and LeBron, not even just like the aura of like, oh, he walked in like, oh, that's LeBron. It's like, nah, he walked in, but like LeBron, you could tell that he is seasoned at like reading the room, and when he walks in, he's going to make eye contact with people. He's going to acknowledge the people that he knows and that he sees, and then you're going to wait for him to sit and be ready and get started. Versus in other presses, sometimes the moment somebody sit down, people just start firing off questions. With LeBron, they literally waited, and then they were like, all right, and he went around the room and did his usual LeBron thing. But the aura that was in the room and the way he treated people, I thought that was kind of fire. And then for number 5 for me, I'm gonna actually say Giannis, because even after the game, Giannis was taking selfies with reporters. Like he saw Darius' dad after the presser, walked up to him, thanked him for the question, hugged him, grabbed him on the shoulder, and then they took a selfie. I'm like, what the fuck, G? Like, but also Darius' dad is like hilarious. The goddamn like retired James Bond, G. Everybody fuck with him. Even Doc gave him a shout out in the presser, like, yo, shout out to you. How you been, man? He literally was like, how you been? You good? I'm glad you good. So, like, to me, those are the people, you know, the guys that are like really approachable. And so I like Kawhi. But if we want to be honest and get down to brass tacks, they're not going to finish healthy. I honestly don't think PG gonna finish the season healthy. I don't think Harden gonna finish the season healthy. And then what you do is there's 17 games left. I think you limp into the playoffs. You have no rust. And then what we're gonna see is what we saw when we had Reggie Jackson and Paul George out there against Chris Paul and Devin Booker to go to the finals. We're gonna see Bones Highland, Paul George, a little bit of Kawhi, and Zubac out there. And we're gonna be mad as fuck. So I just can't trust their health. And no matter how good they look, I can't trust their health. And also, teams are picking on them. And people don't realize it because they've been much better. But I'm noticing it in person. They shoot, like, if it's not Kawhi Leonard on the floor, even Dame Lillard said it. If it's not Kawhi on the floor, we basically are hunting for the best matchup. I think even Ant Edwards said that yesterday. Like if it wasn't Kawhi, like once Kawhi got hurt, I was like, all right, cool. Who guarded me? If it's not Kawhi guarding somebody, they're hunting for Harden. They even hunting down PG now. If Bones in the game, they hunt for him. They hunt for Norman Powell. They hunt for Zubac. They hunt for Tice. They hunt for Plumlee. Like, I think when the game slows down, especially because Harden, to me, is just as quick as everyone else. And I think the thing that we didn't appreciate from Harden was how explosive he was. That first step is not as explosive as it was. So when it comes to the pick and roll or just normal dribble isolations, usually if he hit a move, he can get by you in the first step. He can't do that anymore. So that turns to a long jumper, or he's swinging it around the wing, and then they just give it back to him. And then he got to, like, throw up some bullshit or make some bullshit kind of passes. So I'm looking at them. If they're not going to be healthy, I just don't believe in them. I don't think they'll be all right, but go ahead.
I mean, I don't think health is the main issue. I think the way they play basketball is the main issue. Even last night, the thing, like even yesterday, they didn't lose the game because, okay, Kawhi go down. Who gives a fuck? You was up 20. Why you losing a 20-point lead? But the issue is, I think more the issue is they can be guarded. They can be guarded, and like you mentioned, like, fuck the health. They got a lot of old guys. Look at the ages. Like, we was talking about this yesterday. Shout out to homies Chris and Sam. We talking about post game, like, who the most athletic player on the Clippers?
Brandon Boston Jr.
That plays basketball.
I mean, shit, he played on Saturday. He dunked the fuck out. I mean, on Sunday, he dunked. He literally dunked on Giannis, and I think it was Bobby. He yammed their ass.
He did.
I ain't gonna lie. He dunked so hard. You're not like. I ain't gonna lie, it'd be like a few people in the media booth that no matter who make a play, you hear them be like, oh, like making a reaction, G. When he dunked on Giannis, I think it was Bobby Portis, G, damn near everybody in the media booth was like, oh, like we couldn't believe
who's
that.
Who's the most athletic player that's gonna actually play in the playoffs on their roster?
You want me to be honest or you want me to lie to you?
I want you to be honest.
Russell Westbrook.
That's a problem. He's 35 years old.
Yeah, but he's still arguably, to me, a top 20 athlete in the NBA.
He's 35 years old. But I'm saying
that's not my point. He's still arguably a top, like LeBron to me, still a top 20 athlete in the NBA.
Listen, the problem with that is he's 35 years old.
And then after that, I would say Paul George, and then I would actually, you know what? I would probably say Norm Powell. Actually,
the problem with all
he's a very sneaky athlete. Go ahead.
Who's also 30-something years old. The problem, what I'm saying is, like, you have a whole bunch of older guys out there. The issue yesterday was they couldn't stop Ant from getting anywhere he wanted to go on the court. They're going to probably have an issue guarding one-on-one with a lot of people. Even, like, when I saw PG try to get past Ant, and Ant just ripped the man up. I'm like, what? That shit shouldn't happen like that. If you lose the ball, whatever. But, like, they're going to have an issue with, as far as, like, they struggle with length. They're going to have an issue with being guarded. When the game slows down, it's like they don't run actual actions. They just get back to ISO and just swinging the ball around. If you look at every game, especially late game execution, when they start turning the ball over. Then when you turn the ball over, it's like, again, they're not like a young athletic team. They don't get back on defense very well, which is why their transition defense sucks. And they've been saying this for, I don't know, they've been talking about transition defense since the beginning of the season, damn near, for the most part. And then also, Ty, the most troubling thing he kept saying yesterday was mental toughness. Like, yeah,
I don't want to, like, what the fuck we talking about?
Like,
G?
No, that's troubling though. Like, they ain't got mental toughness. These motherfuckers.
No. I know it has nothing to do with that. Why are you the coach even acknowledging that they don't have the mental toughness? You shouldn't say that. Now I'm be honest. If Doc Rivers said that quote, they would have that on captions with a picture of him with his hands on his hip looking crazy on the sideline on Twitter right now. If Doc Rivers said about the Bucks post-game a loss, we need to focus on mental toughness, I guarantee you'll be memes about it. Ty Lue gets away with stuff like that, and I get it. He's used to playing with LeBron, so he's just jabbing and he's on his Phil Jackson thing. He also coached by Phil Jackson, coached by Larry Brown. He's been coached by some of the greatest coaches to ever play basketball. And I think part of that is a mental jab, because I think what you can clearly acknowledge, and even what they acknowledged on Sunday with them playing 2 games within 22 hours.
Which was insane, by the way.
Which was insane. Is that they are going through the dog days of their schedule, meaning like they have the most back-to-backs and all this other stuff out of all of these teams, and they're going to finish their schedule like in a very condensed kind of manner because they share the stadium with the Lakers. So I get it. They're tired. And his message isn't necessarily about us being mentally tough enough to finish the games with like playing basketball. I think it's about fighting through being tired. The one thing I will say that I really like about the Milwaukee Bucks, and that maybe I cannot see because they go into a separate compartment for the Clippers, is when the post game when the Bucks beat the Clippers, it was like 6 guys working out. I think it was Pat Bev, Jay Crowder, the Nassus, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I said I can't personally attest. I'm not criticizing. But I believe I saw Norm Powell go work out. No, but this is my point. I don't think that they have the stamina because of the injuries and them being in and out. Even like a guy like Norm Powell, he got his head split open, miss a game. Like, it's just little things that have been affecting them all game long. I think that when they get tired, they start playing stupid. And that's what he's talking about when he's saying we got to be mentally tough. We got to be mentally tougher to when we're tired, we don't play stupid. We continue to play basketball the way we know we need to play versus saying we need to be mentally tougher because they just playing dumb basketball. I just think they get tired sometimes. Like, I can see it. I'm standing up. I'm in the press box or I'm like, oh, he tired. He need a blow. But that's the problem. We talk about athletics. All of these guys in their prime, great athletes. They're at the end of their prime. We literally said it when Harden signed on that this is not Windows like what is it? What did we say? Windows 2005 or whatever. Harden is yeah, exactly. Harden is he's an outdated system. Luka is the better version.
Debatable.
No, I didn't say greater. I said the better version. Luka is the better version, not the greater version, the better version. But if we being honest, he is. He came in, took exactly what Harden did and mastered it in like no time.
Done
and it's putting up. I didn't say greater. I said better. And statistically, you can't make an argument against him at this point in time. If he gets less than 32, 8 a game, his averages go down.
I mean,
all of them.
36, but
okay, he was averaging 36. But was he 25?
Nah, he was like some at this point. But
that's
listen,
my point.
But listen, yes, I'm with all that, but I think roster construction and the age of these guys is just as much of an issue as health. Like last night, I just don't think you should. I just don't think Kawhi getting back spasms is an excuse for you losing a 20-point lead. You still got Hall of Famers out there. You still got quality basketball players, and they missing one of their best players. You shouldn't lose a 20-point lead. I don't think that was why they lost the lead. They lost the lead because of mistakes, and then they have actual issues when somebody can guard them. They have actual issues dealing with somebody being able to actually guard them, and they have issues guarding other people because they still have mismatches on the court. And in the playoffs, you can't have these mismatches.
Yeah, no, I agree. But let's go ahead. Let's move on. Enough Clippers talk. And that's for you, Dan, because you say we don't talk about the Clippers. NBA playoff outlook. We got a jam-packed kind of, I would say we got a jam-packed 4 through 10, and really in both conferences. There are only 7 games that separate basically each 4 through 10 seed in the West, and in the East there are it's 8 games.
4
that
through
separate
8
the
is
teams.
4 through 8 in the East is something to watch. 9 and 10.
I actually got a sneaky contender for the East.
Cool. You gonna say the Orlando Magic or somebody?
No, I'm gonna say not a contender, but I think they can make it to the 7th seed. They're gonna get smacked in the playoffs, but I think they can. I think they will beat the Hawks. I think that
they could beat the Sixers.
I think the Heat gonna beat the Sixers because the Sixers look really bad without Joel Embiid. I know he missed this many games, but they should give him the MVP just because of how bad they look without him.
They don't look good at all.
They look like they're not a. If he didn't play a game this season, they would be in the lottery.
They'll be a lottery team.
They would be a lottery team. He is. I'm gonna be honest. That rule is kind of bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
It kind of is.
Not bullshit.
Because if the rule didn't exist, he would have tried to come back a little bit sooner. But he actually was he should be the NBA MVP this year.
No, he shouldn't. He didn't play enough games.
Yes, he should. He was
No,
clearly
he shouldn't.
pound for pound the most valuable player to play basketball this year.
That don't mean need to win MVP. You have to play.
I'm not arguing against logic. I'm talking as a fan of basketball. Stop logicking me. I'm talking as a fan of basketball.
If you take Jokic off the Nuggets, what they doing?
They're definitely making the play in.
Yeah, they be number 10.
G, you telling me the Nuggets not better than the Warriors without Jokic?
No.
You're a liar.
No.
With the healthy team?
No.
You're a liar.
No.
You're a liar.
No.
You're a liar.
No.
You're a liar.
You do good. No. Fuck no. No. Jokic, if like wins estimated, I don't know how much it is. Jokic probably at least gives them 25 to 30 wins a season. No.
And the same with Embiid.
I agree with you.
The fuck you mean?
But obviously the Nuggets have a better team than what the Sixers do. The Sixers would be lottery, but
they would not be in the lottery. They would be better than the Warriors.
No, they wouldn't.
They would be.
I disagree with you. I vehemently
I think you're wrong.
I vehemently disagree.
I think you're wrong.
I disagree with you.
I think with no Jokic, they play like that Spurs team that year in 2014.
Nigga, how they gonna do that?
What you mean? Pass the ball, shoot threes. Pass the ball, shoot threes.
What other great playmakers they got besides Jokic on that squad?
Jamal Murray. He don't get the opportunity to.
He's not a great playmaker.
No,
he's solid
but he doesn't get the opportunity to. You're playing with a generational big man.
Because he's also just not a great playmaker. He probably shouldn't have the opportunity to run and conduct the whole offense. He's best suited in the role he has right now.
I can't agree with that one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't. But my point is, I think the Bulls can sneak up and get the 7th or the 8th seed.
I don't hate that opinion because I think if they play the Sixers, they can definitely beat the Sixers in a one-game scenario. Then proceed to get cooked by whoever they play in the playoffs. But I do think that they can. I don't hate that opinion. But as far as the Eastern Conference goes, I think the team that I still have my eye on watching is the New York Knicks, man. If the New York Knicks can actually get everybody back and actually get healthy in a solid amount of time. I know they got OG back. OG looked great last night.
Played amazing.
Josh Hart has been playing incredible recently.
I wish he was on my fantasy team.
Facts. Brunson's still doing Brunson things. I think Mitchell Robinson, I don't know if he's fully out for the season. Randall, I know he's been progressing. But the Knicks, man, they have a very good lineup 1 through 10. Obviously, you have Tibbs, who's historically been a really, really good coach in the NBA. You have Brunson. You have actually multiple. You have Randall, who now I think Randall gets shit a lot of times because Randall had to do too much, right? Like now, I still think you can rely on Randall to finish the game, but you also got Brunson to finish the game. Also, last year in the playoffs, he did have a full-on ankle injury. And you have probably, honestly, maybe in his role for New York, you have the best role player arguably in the NBA in OG. So the team that I'm looking at in the East is just New York, man. Like I think that New York can make any series tough for anybody, and I would not be shocked if they made a run to the conference finals. And they get to conference finals, who knows what can happen? As far as the West goes, I mean, I'm with you. I think this. I'm with Ricky G. I think the Suns have been playing better. KD over the past however many games has been balling. Book is finally back. Book is back. Bradley Beal is finally playing basketball again. They actually have their actual team, and they're playing better. So, I mean, they're going to be something to deal with. And, yeah, I think the West is the more interesting conference. Just off, again, as we've stated ad nauseum at this point, just because of the top seeds. And I'm with you about your Thunder take, but I'm with you on your Thunder take for different reasons. I don't think the Thunder's roster is built for the postseason in its current stage. You don't have a big.
Why?
You have no bigs.
What do you mean? You have Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren is 210 pounds, and that's also not enough. Like it's just not enough. You have Chet and no one else. Who is your backup center? Chet can't play 48 fucking minutes. He can't play 48 minutes. They have a Josh Giddey problem.
You know who you wouldn't be saying this about?
Who?
If he was on the team?
Who?
Wemby.
I would be saying this about Wemby. Wemby can't play 48 fucking
Homo, you a goddamn lie. If Wemby was on the Thunder, you wouldn't be telling me they ain't got no big man.
He can't play 48 minutes. And also the Spurs also have the Spurs also have Zach Collins that you could run out there with Wemby. They have a much bigger basketball team than what the Thunder have. The Thunder have Lou Dort playing the 4. The tallest person they have in their lineup outside of Chet is 6'5".
Who they gonna go against that got size like that though, other than the Nuggets?
The Timberwolves, even without Cat, they're still bigger. Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels is 6'9". Anthony Edwards taller than Lou Dort. Nickeil Alexander-Walker taller than Lou Dort. The Clippers, they whole lineup besides James Harden is taller than Lou Dort. The Lakers, everybody is damn taller than Lou Dort and Shea. Like their team just isn't built for the playoffs. It doesn't have to be because they have so many picks. They probably just want to run out there and just see what they could do this season. And you know what? They probably think, you know what, my window is whatever my window is because we can just grow with this team and we have so many picks and we can just do so much. But at the same time, like their roster just isn't built for playoff basketball, in my personal opinion, unless they're playing against a team like the Kings. And if they play against a team like the Kings, yes, I know Chet is bigger than Sabonis, but Sabonis is strong as fuck. Yeah, I ain't
gonna lie, bro. Sabonis been hooping. Sabonis been hooping.
Sabonis been balling
since he didn't make the All-Star team. He been playing like a man possessed since he didn't make the All-Star team. I give him mad credit for that.
Yeah. Like Sabonis has been balling. So it's like I just don't believe in. I just think the Thunder have a serious roster construction problem. I think they have a roster that works really well when you play in a team once and you can see them all back to backs in the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs, I think even Shea, right? I don't think Shea is going to have as easy of a time scoring 30 points, more so because of the people he's around than just of Shea than he's having in the regular season. And like I said, I think they have a Josh Giddey problem. Josh Giddey is going to get played off the floor in any series that they have because he can't shoot. And then you have to put in either Carson Wallace, Gordon Hayward if he has something left to give you. And like it's just they have a roster construction problem at this point, which is why I don't believe in the Thunder. Fuck them smiling, fuck them being young. They could all be 35. The roster just is not constructed to win a championship, in my personal opinion.
I just can't agree with that personally. I think that they have to be in a position to where they can be feared. And I don't think anyone walking around looking at those guys is thinking that they have any fear. Like you can overcome a bad roster.
No,
you can. Yes, you can.
Who overcame a bad roster?
Are you gonna let me finish talking?
Answer that question though.
How many times LeBron overcame a bad roster?
Okay, LeBron's rosters don't be as terrible as we want to say they are.
Now we're gonna do revisionist history because
they don't be as terrible. No, they don't. No. Hold on. No. Here's the thing about LeBron's old rosters: when he's actually either won something or went to something, they might not have been offensively great teams, but he was the only offensive option on there. But they always had the number one defense. Am I lying about that?
Some would argue in part because of him.
That's fine. And I said when he actually went to something or won something. I ain't talking about when he lost in the second round. I'm talking when he actually went to the finals or won the finals. Them rosters wasn't terrible, bro.
People love to tell me that Cavs roster was bad.
I did the 2018 one?
No, when they first went to the finals.
It wasn't that terrible compared to what the East was at the time. It really wasn't. They had a great defense and they had the best player in the conference. And they played the Pistons, who for some dumbass reason said, we don't need Ben Wallace no more. We could just put Chris Webber down there. And what the fuck happened? Now when Boston put the big three, you gonna get your ass whooped. But I'll shut up. Continue.
Yeah, man. I think that it's interesting just to kind of see just like the landscape of kind of the league and what might shake out, because I think we are in for just 100% total chaos until the Nuggets get to the conference finals. Like everything I think is going to be extremely chaotic until the Nuggets get to the conference finals, and then it's time for Papa to put the kids to bed because Big Jokic is coming through. Big Yoke is coming through. He's been playing generational. I think it's unfortunate that Tatum just has laid the biggest fucking eggs in the past goddamn 10 days of basketball competition. But to me, my question is right now, who is the MVP as of right now? The Thunder and the Nuggets are tied. I think 2 weeks ago, you told me it was Shea. What are your thoughts today, right now?
With the way Jokic has been playing over the past couple of
because actually I think they're gonna vote like soon. I think they usually vote, but with like 10 games left for who's the MVP. So they got about 7 games left.
With the way Jokic has been playing, the stats he's been putting up, the wins that they've had, and the way that they've won these games, it's Jokic. And I think that if there was like 4 to 5 game distance between the Thunder and the Nuggets, I would say Shea. I think Shea just last night he beat Kevin Durant's record for the Thunder for most 30-point games.
Actually, no. That's trash. Actually, I can't wait. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Because I got my You Do Good Dope award. I'm bringing it back. Oh, Shea. That shit was weak. Did you see what actually happened?
Yeah, when he fouled him.
Weak.
You told me the Warriors flagging for Klay Thompson to get the
on my whole ass soul. That's not the same. Continue.
It's exactly the same.
I got a rant coming for him.
It's the same. Like people be playing to get awards. I mean, not awards, records. It is what it is. The shit be weak when fucking everybody does it. Like, why is it so weak when he does it? The same when they was flagging to get Klay the 3-point record in Chicago.
Don't do that.
Motherfucker took 28 threes.
Don't
Trash.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but listen.
Don't.
But if the Thunder would have finished like 3 or 4 games,
your mic broke up. I don't know what happened. Yeah, your mic mad low now. Turn up a little bit. All right, that's respectable. It's definitely respectable. I feel the same way. I just think that what Nikola Jokic has just been doing, he literally, like I said, Papa putting the kids to bed. It's like y'all thought y'all little badass was gonna run around and mess this house up all day long. No, I'm here, I'm back, clean this shit up, get your ass in that goddamn bed. And that's what you see at the end of every one of them games when he take over and he make a pass or a play or something in that Jokic to Aaron Gordon combination. When he get on the baseline and spin either toward the rim or away from it, Aaron Gordon, no, just cut. He going to throw it up anywhere close to the rim. And I think that to me is something that you can't even really game plan for because it's so instinctual. But anytime they need a clutch bucket, that play is, and I don't even think it's a ran play. I just think it's just a natural, occurrence of like, if we call this play, Aaron, that if he gets on the baseline or he gets doubled, you can cut, but you got to look at your defender. I think as a defender, it's not something you can game plan for because you keep your eye on Aaron Gordon, then somebody else might, you know what I mean? You're not playing proper defense. So I just think that play is just absolutely unstoppable. But last topic of the show, I need to get one off. This week's You Do Good Dope Award.
You do good dope.
Goes to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, G. I saw this on Twitter last night, and I was so mad because when I saw it, I'm like, yo, they down 12 with 13 seconds. Why is he fouling? Number one, why is he in the game? So then I look, and I see man's trying to tie a record. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's like Pappy, who was that threw the ball off the back? Was that Ricky Davis?
Davis, but that was way more egregious.
No, that was not more egregious. He fouled. He was down 12 with 13 seconds left. He fouled the man. The moment the man made the free throw, he ran to get the ball, caught it, and then ran as fast as he could to get a bucket. Fuck out of here with that shit, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You do good dope. You do good fucking dope.
You do good dope. You do good dope. You do good dope. You do good dope. You do good.
That's it. That's it for my rant. But All right, let's go ahead. Let's get ready to get up out of here in a second. But before we do that, I want to go through some games of who wins. We're going to bring it back. Fans used to always like it. So to start out first, in the NBA schedule, matchups coming up, Suns versus Celtics. Who wins this matchup? I can't hear you, Pavi. Your mic is muted. Are you there?
My bad. This the Saturday game, right?
It's
a primetime game, right?
No, it's Thursday. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Thursday, March 14th. Suns play the Celtics. Who you got? Big matchup for both teams.
I'm going Celtics.
Your mic volume still mad low.
I'm going Celtics. I think the Celtics can take this game.
Okay.
Celtics. Reason being is I just think the Celtics can guard everything that the Suns do, and also I think the Celtics need a statement victory, or they need a big victory. They've been having like some weird wins and like not and like the statement wins that they could make, they haven't been making. So I think that they could use like statement win, and the Suns have been playing much better recently. I know this would be like the end of a road trip, if I'm not mistaken, because they were just in Portland a couple nights ago. But I don't think this will be like a back-to-back anything. So I'm gonna take the Celtics.
All right, cool. For me, actually, I'm going to take the Suns. I think that I was actually looking at it last night. The Celtics have 17 games left. I'm like, can they get to 65 wins? I think that is probable, but they have to play lights out. I personally think that they're going to sputter a little bit toward the end and rest a little bit toward the end. I think the sputtering begins tonight, even though I actually think it began a week ago. But I think that the Suns are going to beat the Celtics, and I actually look for KD to put up 40. Especially, I think as KD's getting older, we're starting to get down to some of the last times we're going to see him in some of these places. So I think he knows that, and I think he's going to give us a great performance versus the Celtics. So the next game coming up is the Warriors. They play the Lakers in Los Angeles on Saturday. Who you got?
First of all, we have to stop, bro. I know we only gonna get this matchup a couple more times, and we gotta appreciate it as much as we get it. But gee, I swear to God, I feel like these motherfuckers done played like 9 times already this year, bro.
No, they just play early. Because they play like 3 times in the preseason.
But we have to, we have to stop, bro. Like, put somebody else on prime time, G. Please, bro. Please, bro. But for the sake of conversation, bro, give me the Lakers. The Lakers been playing much better. D-Lo been balling. If Bron plays, I think they're a bigger basketball team. The Warriors, I know they've been Steph's been out. I think he'll be back by this time, whatever. But still, give me the Lakers. But we have to stop, bro. I'm tired of the prime. Again, I know we got to appreciate it while we have it, because we might not see it for too much longer while they still somewhat have their powers up. But at the same time, god damn, bro. Can y'all let this game just be a regular Thursday night game? Why it got to be the primetime game, bro? Fuck.
All right. I'm going to take the Warriors to win this game. I think the Warriors know that they're going to make the playoffs now. But the one thing that I do think that they need to start to do is just continue to build positive momentum going forward. I think them starting Trace, Jackson Davis? Is that his name? Trace Jackson Davis. He's on my fantasy team. I picked him up before Steve Kerr. I think I picked him up like Steve Kerr played him one game where he played like 16 minutes because I think Draymond punched somebody or choked somebody, and he played good. And I was like, I'm going to put him on my bench. He has put up at least 17 to 20 fantasy points a night since then. And I will say this, if I win my fantasy matchup this week, I will make the playoffs. If I lose, I'm not making the playoffs, bro. I'm like me and the dude that's playing got the same exact record. So I need everybody on my team, CJ McCollum, DeMar DeRozan, Amen Thompson, Jared Allen, Trey Lyles, what's the guy with the braids, and Jose Alvarado, Jaylen Brown. I need all y'all to play good for me this week, and I think that the Warriors are going to play good tonight. Trace Jackson Davis is going to give me a double-double. Warriors beat the Lakers. Let's go ahead. Let's move on to the next matchup of who wins. This is what day is this damn game? I don't even know where is the goddamn game at? Nuggets versus the Mavericks, huh?
Is it Sunday?
I don't even see this shit. Y'all gotta forgive me. This is bad hosting. I just literally did this. Dead ass is horrible.
But for the sake of conversation,
yes. Who you got? Nuggets versus Mavericks.
I'll say the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks need a win. I think Luka goes out, gets you about 45. I think Kyrie comes up, gets you about 30. And I think the Mavericks take this victory. The Mavericks could definitely use a big win.
Oh, this game is Sunday.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I think the Mavericks could definitely use a big win. And also, where's the game?
The game is in Dallas. Yes. The team that's at home is on the right.
Yeah. I think the Mavericks could use a big win, so I'm gonna go Dallas.
All right, cool. So the next game we have, and actually I didn't even say who I thought. Nuggets versus Mavericks. I'm gonna take the Nuggets. I just think the Nuggets are too dominant. Unless Daniel Gafford goes out and gives them a double-double, and Derek Lively can go out and get them a double-double, and they can get like 20 and 20, they'll be all right. But other than that, they stand no chance. I think the Nuggets are going to dog walk them and beat them by like 19 to 20. Score probably be 123 to 102. And I look for Luka to have another triple-double, but I think Luka is getting to that territory where we don't care what you do anymore in terms of numbers, young fella. You told us we can score. Go win. So let's move on. Next, who wins? We got the Knicks versus the Warriors. On Monday night primetime television on ESPN. Who do you have to win this matchup?
They put a Monday games on ESPN now?
Yeah, I mean, you got the Knicks versus Warriors at Golden State. Steph Curry versus Jalen Brunson. Who you got?
Who do I have in this game? I'm gonna go Warriors. The Knicks have been playing lights out recently, like lights out. I think some of that needs to come to a little bit of an end. Like Josh Harden had about like 4 like straight triple doubles. Like what is going on? I think some of that needs to come a little bit to an end. So I'm gonna go Warriors. I'm assuming that this will. I don't know if this is the start. I don't. It can't be the start of a road trip for the Knicks, can it? I mean, they coming all the way out west, so I'm sure they're not going straight back. But I'm gonna go to Warriors. I think the Warriors need to start winning some basketball games.
They play at the Nuggets, then they play at the Warriors, then they play the Kings, then they play the Timberwolves.
Tough schedule. Oh my God, that's the West Coast schedule.
But they get a day off I'm sorry. Actually, they get the Trailblazers next, then the Kings, then the Warriors, then the Nuggets.
100% going to Napa Valley, they're gonna lose. They're 100% making a stop in Napa. They in the Bay for 3 days. They definitely making a stop in Napa. I be seeing Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson on their pod drinking wine. They definitely making a stop in Napa.
That's hilarious. For me, I'm gonna take the Knicks. Actually, I think the Warriors, pound for pound, when defended properly, just can't get it done. I think the Knicks have held teams to under 100 for like 4 straight games, if I'm not mistaken. They've been playing very, very well. OG Anunoby, even though he has his elbow injury, has come back. He looks very, very well. He looks to be shooting the ball really well. Tibbs got to give Josh Hart some less minutes. But overall, I think that the Knicks are in a really, really good spot. I look for the Knicks to finish strong this season, and I think them getting Julius Randle back in, I would say, probably 3 weeks will prove to be pivotal as they head into the playoffs. But for me, honestly, I just don't think that the Warriors have enough to contend with teams that are good defensively. I think they play well against teams that are bad defensively, and that's why they have an above 500 record, because a lot of teams are bad defensively. But teams that play good defense be locking their ass up. And I think that the Knicks are going to lock their ass up, and that'll be what it is. Last game on the who wins, we got the Nuggets who play the Timberwolves. This game is on Tuesday, March 19th. Nuggets, Wolves. This actually might be the matchup that might determine tiebreakers. Who gets the number 1 seed, who doesn't. Ant Edwards, Jokic, Rudy. What are you thinking? I think actually for the Nuggets, the most underrated player is that kid Watson. I think that kid Watson is not going to be a superstar, but he's going to be a star glue. No, stop. He's going to be a star glue guy. He's going to be like a better offensive version of Terrence Mann. And I think that's a star glue guy. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily Iggy, but like a level below Iggy.
I'm not mad at that.
Like he has great potential. He's athletic. He's a dog on defense. He's hungry to play defense and defend and block shots. He can hit an open three. He's good around the rim. He can finish a little bit with finesse. I just think he needs to work on a little bit more of his playmaking ability, because if he want to stay on the floor, Michael Porter Jr. is not going to be making any plays. It's either going to be Jokic, Murray, or you if you're going to be out there on the floor. And that's the only thing that I think that the Nuggets might be missing, is that sometimes at the end of games, they might go a little too heavy on Jokic to make the plays. And what happens in a game in which you can figure out a way to neutralize, or a series where you can figure out a way to neutralize Aaron Gordon and Jokic's magic that they can create around the rim when they're both around the rim, and make guys on the perimeter have to make a play. But the problem is, I don't think any team exists that can like do that. So I think the Nuggets will actually win this game. And I'm looking for, his name Peyton Watson, right? I'm looking for Peyton Watson to have a big game. And by big game, I mean 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists and 2 steals. And that'll be enough to help keep the other role players that are on Timberwolves at bay. Because I do think as the season ends, the Nuggets are going to take their foot off the throttle a little bit. Not in terms of like sitting guys, but like maybe instead of Jokic playing 35 a night, he might just play 30 a night, because we want to get the big fella a little rest before the playoffs start. I don't really think seeding matters to them. As long as they get a top 2 seed, they're going to still whoop everybody's ass. There's no team in their conference that can compete with them pound for pound. We know this. And I don't think the Celtics can compete with them pound for pound.
I'm actually going to T-Wolves. I think T-Wolves can get this victory. I think that Rudy can have a – Rudy actually does make it tough.
They said they can barely hear you, Pavi.
Yeah, I turned my mic up, though. I don't know. I think
okay.
I think that Rudy can at least make it tough for Jokic. He has before. Granted, Jokic do be whooping his ass, but still, I think that he can before. Also, I still look for Ant to continue to solidify himself and continue to make moments as we go through the season and as we wind the season down. I keep looking for him to continue to have moments, make moments. And so I'm going to go to Timberwolves to win this game, personally. All
right, cool. So, fans, we love y'all. We genuinely appreciate you all, man. This is a great show. Another great stream, afternoon stream, lots of views. As always, man, you can find me on Twitter at TPJ of HNB. I repurposed the New Show in LA account just so that way I can retweet and tweet some public stuff. Because I deleted my old Twitter. So follow me there. Follow me on Instagram, Real TPJ. That's REEL TPJ. It's a film joke. If you don't get it, you damn dummy. And as always, this show co-stars rapper extraordinaire Pavi. Talk to the people.
Yeah, as always, man, follow me on Twitter at PaviWorld, PAVY World, all one word. Go check out all my music at Spotify.com. Well, at Spotify, wherever you like to stream music at, go check it out there. Pavers.com as well. And we'll get at y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Until next time, we will see you all later. It's been Hoops and Brews. Damn, somebody over there getting their ass whooped. Peace.
Thought it was over. I'll be back. They thought it was over. But I said we're back.